Peter assumes the position of leader. And the first thing he does actually is replace one of the apostles. He takes on a Christ, he takes on a Christ-like uh, initiative.
True.
None of the others presume to do, not even James or John. And right, Peter, James, and John are called the pillars of the apostles sometimes.
Right.
And so Peter tells the rest of the apostles, well, look, Judas, went the way that he was supposed to go. Um, but now we ought to think about replacing him. And I'm calling up upon you all to join me in figuring out who we can get to replace Judas. And of course, it falls to Matthias,
Right.
who apparently who had been a disciple all along, but not one of the apostles. We have to remember too that of Jesus's followers, you sort of have three groups. You have the pillars, James, Peter, and John. You have the 12, and then there's another crowd that in Luke, I think the 70 or the 72, I think it's the 70.
Yeah.
But Luke talks about these disciples, and just like the apostles, they're sent out throughout Judea, Samaria too, probably,
Okay.
to announce that this Jesus of Nazareth has come on the scene, and his message is repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Right? There's agreement among all three synoptics that at the beginning of Jesus's public ministry, that's what Jesus has to say. Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. The kingdom of heaven is at hand, and I am its herald.
Right.
And this is and insofar as Peter gets renamed by Jesus, and without any kind of quarrel from the rest of the 12, has a position of leadership. I really don't know how Peter's uh, position of preeminence can be questioned. And of course, we do have for instance, the scene with Paul later on where Peter um, stops eating with uh, Jew, pagan converts to Christianity.
Right.
Paul says, "Look, these people are Christian too." And apparently Peter says, yeah, I know, you're right. I kind of lost my way for a minute there. But Peter's position of leadership is never really assailed in any serious way. Peter does, and besides this, Peter does set up other figures in positions of leadership. When he leaves Jerusalem, and he's basically going to go to Antioch.
Right.
There's agreement that James, the figure called either the righteous or the brother of the Lord, he's going to be the head of the Jerusalem community after Peter leaves. Okay, but he's not the head of the whole movement.